All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about a concept that could totally flip how you think about taking chances, not just with your money, but, well, in your whole life. It's called asymmetric investing. You know that old saying, right? High risk, high reward. It's like this golden rule we're all supposed to follow. But what if that's not the only way to play the game? What if you could go for those massive wins without having to risk everything you've got? So the conventional wisdom basically tells us that risk and reward are perfectly balanced, like two sides of the same coin. You want a big win, you got to be ready for a big loss. And honestly, that kind of thinking, it's a trap. It makes us feel like the only way to get ahead involves taking these huge, scary risks. But what if there's another way, a smarter way to look at things? That's where asymmetric investing comes in. The whole idea is to just shatter that old balanced model of risk versus reward. Okay, so what is it really? It's pretty simple, actually. It's any opportunity where your potential upside, your gain, is just way, way bigger than your potential downside, your loss. Imagine a seesaw that's already tipped way in your favor. That's the goal. We're looking for things that are purposely, beautifully lopsided. Look, if you take away just one thing from all this, make it this phrase: big upside, small downside. That's it. That's the core mantra. It's not just a nice idea, it's the filter you should run every single opportunity through. Okay, big upside, small downside. Sounds good, right? But what does that actually look like in practice? Let's visualize it. So check this out. On the left, you've got your standard symmetric bet. The classic example is a coin flip, right? You bet a buck to win a buck. Your gain and your loss are equal. But now look at the right. This is an asymmetric bet. Here, you're still risking that $1, but now you have the chance to win $10 or $100, or who knows, maybe even more. The key is your loss is fixed. It's capped, but your potential gain is huge and wide open. And here's another way to picture it. I mean, just look at the difference here. That little bar, that's your potential loss. It's small, it's manageable, you can survive it. But that other bar, the one for potential gain, it's just soaring. This is exactly what we're talking about. This is the kind of lopsided bet where a win isn't just a win. It could change everything. All right, so the idea makes sense. But the big question is, how do you actually find these things out in the wild? It's not just about getting lucky. It really comes down to having a simple framework for looking at the world. It's really just a two-step process, and the order here is absolutely critical. Step 1, you always look at the downside first. You have to ask, if this all goes south, what's the worst-case scenario? Is the loss small? Is it capped? And here's the most important part, can I survive it? If and only if the answer to that is yes, then you can move on to step 2, looking at the upside. Is it massive? Is there no real ceiling? Does it have that 10x potential we're talking about? See, you protect your downside first. That's how you stay in the game. Okay, now here's where this whole thing gets really, really cool. Because this is not just an investing strategy for Wall Street types. Nope. This way of thinking, it's a mental model. A tool you can use for pretty much everything. Seriously, it's like getting a new superpower for making decisions. Just think about it. What about your career? Say you ask your boss to lead a new project. What's the downside? They might say no. Okay, that's a pretty small survivable risk, right? But the upside? You could learn a ton, get a promotion, maybe change the whole path of your career. Or what about learning a new skill? The downside is what? A few dozen hours of your time? The upside could be a new job, a new hobby, a whole new world. Once you start looking, you see this pattern everywhere. And that all comes back to this big idea, 10x. The point of thinking this way isn't just to get a little bit better. It's about hunting for those opportunities that have exponential potential. We're talking about massive growth in your finances, sure, but also in your skills, your knowledge, your happiness. It's all about making these smart little bets where the payoff isn't just nice, it's an absolute game changer. So I want to leave you with a question to chew on. Start looking at your life through this lens. For every decision you face, big or small, just ask yourself, what's my real downside here? And what's the potential upside?
Where is that hidden asymmetry in your own life, just sitting there waiting for you to spot it?